Having to hook somebody into a universe, whether it be a movie, a book, or a video game in this instance, is super important. I want to use this video to explore some video games from the past that have left a lasting impression basically from their game intros. Something that people remember even years down the line, and even after so many years when they see that intro again, it makes them want to play that game again. So from this point onwards in the video, I'm going to explore some gaming intros that have left a lasting impression on me, and I remember even so many years after they have happened, and some intros that are very widely famous nowadays.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
What better way to start this video than one of the most memed video game intros of all time? Skyrim. It may not be one of the most liked intros of all time, mostly because it lasts quite a while and it's the type of game where people do about 500 new playthroughs. It's certainly iconic and memorable for the fact that the intro has been used in numerous meme videos over the years, sometimes when you least expect it. Half-Life 1. This is an iconic introduction. Being stuck on a tram for a whole 5-minute unskippable ride nowadays seems like a risky way to begin a game, especially when catering to all the doom scrollers of today who can't maintain their attention for more than 30 seconds. But Half-Life 1 did something that was completely unseen in that day and age. You're taken on a 5-minute tram journey and introduced, or shall I say immersed into the world of Half-Life, as you ride from floor to floor, as you wait and watch the lab go by, and introduced briefly to different interesting things from the Half-Life universe that make you want to learn more about what the game has to offer and figure out exactly what you just saw. As I said, when this first came out, this was quite unique in the fact that a lot of games back then probably used mostly just videos, pre-rendered videos, whereas this was just a whole tram journey of live, real-time gameplay. And it was pretty long. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times already, but it was a long tram journey. But even to this day, if you search for an iconic introduction to a game, this will most likely be brought up. Following on from Half-Life 1, I felt obliged to add Half-Life 2. I feel like Valve know exactly how to introduce its users to their game world. In this respect, again, you are on a train, but it's much shorter this time. Given a monologue by the ever-mysterious G-Man, who gives us this iconic quote.
The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world.
I think that 1-minute train ride is iconic in itself to be included on this video, but following on from that 1-minute journey, you walk through the train station and are introduced to what the world is like at present. It's quite a different contrast to Half-Life 1 introduction, but clearly shows how a good introduction properly introduces the user to its world. BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite. Another instance of being introduced to the game world Half-Life 1 style, as you get stuck in one place as the game world unfolds around you. A monologue from Andrew Ryan before the introduction to Rapture captures the game world perfectly, showing this epic underwater city before you eventually land at your destination and are thrown straight into the deep end, quite literally. As mentioned, BioShock Infinite can also be lumped in here, as the opening sequence is quite similar to BioShock 1, but instead of going down, you're going up, before you pop out of the clouds and see the city of Columbia. So yeah, two pretty similar game introductions, but both iconic for their own reasons. The Last of Us 1. The somewhat calm before the storm, introducing you to the main character and the beginning of the chaos. What seems like a calm intro at first soon descends into chaos as you get introduced to what becomes a global pandemic, with the end of the intro sequence having a unexpected and pretty upsetting twist, which had some users even crying within the first 5 minutes of the game. Sonic Adventure 2. One of the best intro sequences and first levels to a game ever in my opinion. I think I replayed City Escape hundreds of times. Such a fun level. And who can beat that song? You get dropped into the level from a helicopter and instantly going down San Fran type hills on a snowboard, styling out to sick music. Honestly, it's such a cool intro to a Sonic game that I've remembered many years after first playing the game, and playing this level again on Sonic Generations was a nice little throwback. GTA San Andreas.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Similar to Skyrim, the intro to this GTA game has become iconic with a little help from memes. I don't really remember much else from this intro apart from being introduced to your homies. But I think this just stays iconic thanks to the meme. Batman Arkham Asylum. Whilst all three of the Arkham games have pretty neat introductions, I feel that Arkham Asylum has by far the most iconic. You lead the Joker through the asylum, you're introduced to some main characters, and bump into some enemies, all whilst you get the sense that something isn't quite right. I felt it's a perfect introduction to the game world that draws you into leading to wanting more. Uncharted 2. Each Uncharted game has a pretty decent introduction to the game, but Uncharted 2 stands out here as it really throws you straight into what the Uncharted series is about. Action. No drawn out cutscenes or anything here, just Nate waking up after being unconscious, straight to trying to survive as you are on a train which is hanging on by a thread. It's literally like something straight out of a movie. For the final game, I'll mention not one game, but the Fallout series. Each one does a great job at opening the cutscenes and showing the wasteland for what it is, a wasteland. It really sets the tone well for the game, eventually ending with a quote that some people may recognise.
War never changes.
I also wanted to touch briefly on the Fallout 4 start, which was a little bit different in the fact that it initially shows us the world before the nuclear events, as well as the disaster unfold. Some people really don't like Fallout 4, but I think the start of this is fantastic, as well as opening some side quests in the future with a certain someone in the intro sequence, which was quite cool. Anyway guys, I really enjoyed making this video. It really got me thinking about what video games really are, and always have been. Art. But it was also nice being able to revisit some of these older games that I haven't played for a few years. For example, like Arkham Asylum. That game still holds up pretty damn nicely. It still looks really good after so many years. But hey, I feel like this video was quite short for the amount of games that are out there in the world. And I've 100% missed some iconic game intros. But like I said, this list was mostly games that I have played. So if there are any games that you think I've missed that should be included in this video, feel free to mention them in the comments below, because I may make a follow-up video to this in the future, and it gives me a chance to look at some other games that I may not have played, and I may have missed the intros myself. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Rate and subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.